Hello there. In this video I want to talk about the VP Mania services and give a summary about the complete feature set of these services, what they offer, and why you should register your cabinet to it. You may already know the homepage of VP Mania, which gives a brief overview, and but only some keywords, so I thought I'd rather explain all the features in the studio itself, and this is what I'm going to do now. The first contact you will most likely have with the VP Mania services is this Friends menu, which you see in the upper toolbar. If you click on it, you will get the information that a registration is required. And we do that because it's actually pretty easy. You just click on Register Cabinet and confirm that you want to register a cabinet. Note that here no personal information is stored. So only the machine key of your cabinet is transferred to the services, so no additional data is required. That's why this whole registration is a simple checkbox, and that's why it is so easy. So once we have registered the cabinet, you can see that the Friends menu open, and as you can see, because I've just registered my cabinet, I have no friends yet. I can check the pending invites if I got some invites, which is not the case yet. And finally, you can also revisit my activity privacy. So here you can configure what you want to show for the friends you're connected with, or for the befriended cabinets. For example, other people would be able to see now that my cabinet is online. And if I have shared the activity status, they would also see what table I'm currently playing. So you may know this from Discord or from Steam. It's the same idea here, just a nice gimmick. What is more interesting here is that you can actually share some Highscore data with friends, and I come back to that later. First of all, we have to finish our account setup. And we are doing this by going to the player section, because right now these VP Mania services already only knows our cabinet, but you need to have an actual player that matches with your high scores. So as you can see, the player view changes depending on if your cabinet is registered or not. So you have the VPin default player, and you have this additional column called VP Mania account. If we edit, let's disable this first. If we edit the player, you can register the player in addition to a cabinet, and by default the name of the player is applied to. You can choose a different name for your online player, and you can also choose that this player is visible for friends, and we confirm that and press save. You see now the green bubble is active, so it means that this player is also visible for friends. If we revisit the Friends menu, you will see that the player is also listed now, and you can also directly edit, can directly enable or disable the visibility of your player. For example, if you're playing with the whole family and you're the only one who wants to show or compete publicly with other ones, then you should disable the rest of your players. So once this is done, you can also check the preferences again here, the account settings. You see this cabinet ID and the privacy settings, which includes this Highscore submissions. So once you have registered your cabinets, by default all your new high scores you created will be submitted they will be submitted if you created a new one. So we want to now connect our cabinet with friends, and for that we need this ID, and this cabinet ID we share with friends. So I press the copy button and send it to a friend, or I got already a cabinet ID from a friend and send an invite to them. So let's head back to the Friends menu, and let's search for a friend, and by clicking at friend, and here we for example enter the cabinet ID we've got from one of them, and send them the invite. So the invite has been sent, it's been working, and the invite has been accepted. Of course, you can't send an invite to yourself, so you will get an error or a warning that if you paste your own ID here, this won't work. And I've also prepared a second account. So let's take the second invite. Yeah, that was also successful. And yeah, now the only thing we have to do is wait for our friends that they confirm the invite. So our friends have accepted the invite, and if we switch back to the overview of friends, you can see that Ed and Doxa have accepted the invite, and Ed is online with 2 players, Doxa has 1 player. And as a result of this, I would first of all I would see what tables they are playing, so I can see their online status if they have shared it. But the more interesting part is that you can now select to share Highscore. So now that we have linked our cabinets with the ones of our friends, we can now create shared Highscore cards, which means that the Highscores of your friends and yours are merged together, and the card that is created contains all the scores that are collected this way. So for that, switch to the Highscore cards editor, and here I have picked a table where my 2 contacts or friends have a Highscore, which is a Twilight Zone, and you see here the raw Highscore format. Don't be irritated, there is no score here from my account that I've created earlier. This is my demo setup, which has a lot of messed up Highscore data. The thing that is important here is that you can have this checkbox render friends Highscore data. This is currently disabled because you have a raw format, so you have to disable it in order to get a formatted list. And what you see now is that I've created or want to create a Highscore card with the top 10 scores of the table, which means the original table has only 5, I think, and it is filled up with the scores from VP Mania with that one of your friends. And to highlight these, a different color is chosen. You can change this here in the font settings. Okay, blue is not best. Let's pick any color you like. I think you get the idea. So this way you can always see what scores your friends have and try to beat them this way. That's all about the merged Highscore cards. Next, I want to talk about Highscores on VPin Mania and how to administrate them. So one problem right from the beginning was that all scores that have been submitted to VPin Mania, for example, you see it in this Highscore card, this Highscore or these 2 Highscores look like default Highscores. And of course, if your player matches by accident with the initials of the default player, these scores are submitted and will pollute the actual Highscore data of the table. For example, we can here switch to the VP Mania entry. There's a separate button for it, and see the current scores. And here you see that also Ed has a default Highscore submitted, and I think one of my test accounts accidentally also got online and messed up a lot of demo data. Anyway, to solve this issue, some users from my Discord server are now have admin privileges here and have the additional option to deny Highscores. So they can put Highscores on the deny list if these are obviously default scores. In this way, the overall ranking won't be messed up again. As you know, we can check here and get a list of all points scored and scores you created. So this will allow in the long run to clean up or to sanitize the data that are collected from all tables. For example, here's another example of that. This double score should be put on the ignore list. Or maybe it's here it's already, yeah. That's all about the Highscore management. If you have more questions regarding these denied lists, please contact me on my Discord. And yeah, I hope this will improve the whole ranking stuff in the future.